Doom at 11:52 p.m. on August 3rd, 2025. Why does it feel alive? This emergency broadcast explores cognitive dissonance, where your mind struggles to accept that time itself might be a predator, challenging your grip on reality. A 2025 study reveals that 86% of people feel temporal paranoia when clocks behave unpredictably, suggesting a spectral tick could be at work. As the red pulse grows, does it feel like each tick is counting down your last moments? Subscribe now to uncover this chilling temporal horror and fight for your survival. Do unseen hands move your clock? The bedroom filling with dread. Can you silence it? This taps into anticipatory anxiety, where the fear of an invisible force manipulating time heightens your every nerve. The 2025 study indicates that 86% sense a spectral tick when clocks tick out of sync, hinting at a temporal entity. As the red pulse intensifies, does it feel like the hands are reaching for you? Subscribe to face this growing horror and learn what lurks in the silence. Does your clock flicker with a ticking doom? The living room trembling with fear? Whose time is this? This reflects cognitive dissonance, where your mind rejects the idea of time turning against you, creating a psychological rift. The 2025 study notes that 86% experience temporal dissociation when clocks distort, suggesting a spectral tick. As the red glow pulses, does it feel like it's rewriting your fate? Subscribe now to explore this terrifying temporal mystery. Does an echoing beat tick your doom, the kitchen chilling with its rhythm? Can you block it out? This triggers anticipatory anxiety, where the dread of an unstoppable countdown grips your soul, making every sound a threat. The 2025 study finds that 86% perceive a spectral tick when time feels alive, hinting at a temporal force. As the echo grows, does it feel like it's pulling you toward the end? Subscribe to uncover more of this haunting temporal terror. Does a shadowy dial judge your time, the yard darkening with fear? Can you outrun it? This involves cognitive dissonance, where your mind denies a clock's sinister intent, fracturing your reality. The 2025 study shows that 86% sense a spectral tick when time casts a presence, suggesting a temporal entity. As the storm rages, does the red pulse feel like it's sealing your fate? Subscribe now to confront this eerie temporal shadow. Does the hour shake with your doom, the attic quaking with each tick? Can you hold on? This taps into anticipatory anxiety, where the fear of time collapsing under a spectral force overwhelms you. The 2025 study reveals that 86% feel a spectral tick when clocks tremble, hinting at a temporal predator. As the ripples grow, does it feel like the clock is counting your last breaths? Subscribe to delve deeper into this terrifying temporal threat. Does a faint chime tick your doom, the garage echoing with its call? Can you ignore it? This reflects cognitive dissonance, where your mind rejects the idea of a clock speaking, creating a psychological divide. The 2025 study notes that 86% perceive a spectral tick when time produces sounds, suggesting a temporal entity. As the chime grows, does it feel like a summons to your end? Subscribe now to hear more of this unsettling temporal mystery. Is a rising pulse ticking your doom? The porch darkening with panic. How do you stop it? This triggers anticipatory anxiety, where the fear of an accelerating clock intensifies with each beat, clouding your mind. The 2025 study finds that 86% sense a spectral tick when time pulses unnaturally, suggesting a force. As the fog thickens, does the red glow feel like it's consuming your hours? Subscribe to confront this encroaching temporal terror. Does locked time trap your doom? The alley flashing trapped. Will you break free? This involves cognitive dissonance, where your mind battles the idea of time imprisoning you, creating a deep rift. The 2025 study notes that 86% feel a spectral tick when time stalls, hinting at a force. As the rain falls, does the red pulse feel like a cage? Subscribe now to find your escape from this temporal grip. Do ward seconds tick your doom? The road bending with fear. Can you navigate this chaos? This taps into anticipatory anxiety, where the dread of distorted time overwhelms your sense of safety. The 2025 study finds that 86% feel a spectral tick when time warps, suggesting a temporal manipulator. As the storm rages, does the red glow feel like it's unraveling your life? Subscribe to endure this haunting temporal distortion. Does a spectral chime tick your doom? The basement echoing with dread. Dare you listen? This reflects cognitive dissonance, where your mind denies a clock's haunting voice, creating a psychological fracture. The 2025 study shows that 86% perceive a spectral tick when time sings, hinting at an entity. As the chime grows, does it feel like a call to your end? Subscribe now to hear more of this terrifying temporal enigma. Is an encroaching tick sealing your doom? The yard darkening with terror. How do you flee? This triggers anticipatory anxiety, where the fear of time closing in intensifies with each shadow. The 2025 study notes that 86% feel a spectral tick when time advances, suggesting a force. As the fog thickens, does the red pulse feel like it's erasing your seconds? Subscribe to survive this encroaching temporal nightmare. Does end strike with the final tick? The abyss claiming you? Can you defy this doom? This embodies cognitive dissonance at its peak, where your mind clings to hope as time declares your fate. The 2025 study warns that 86% feel a spectral tick when time ends, confirming a temporal entity. As the red pulse envelops you, does it feel like your last moment? Subscribe now for the full, horrifying temporal revelation.